Hello everyone. So in the previous tutorial we have finished setting up the template engine Blade. In this tutorial we're going to set up the routing system similar to Laravel's. Let's get starting.
As a default, Phalconphp doesn't have a routing system. It has a default, routing system, but like I explained it in the previous video, it's the controller method in the parameter way of routing, and it's not very useful in some certain use cases. So what I'm going to be doing is that I'm going to create a PHP in here. I'm going to be running all the routings in here and list them in here, so it will be easy to manage. Let's go to the services and quickly let's set up a router. di equals set router. Let's go router. Equals Phalcon MVC I guess this is right. Phalcon MVC router, yes. And then we're going to return it. Now let's put it through here so that this router is set through the application as a singleton. Oops, look at the return. This is so pathetic. Router. That's it. We got to put a new here. And there's another thing is that I have to put a false inside of this, because if I don't, then I guess, let's see, router false. I think if I don't put that in there, what happens is that it is still using the, like I explained to you earlier, controller method around scenario. But if I put false in there, I think it ignored. I may be misinforming you about this, I'm not sure, but I think it's right to put a false in there. I'm going to be looking at it later. Just skip through it. Just put a false in there, it'll work. And then the router is defined. So let's see. Let's try to add a router. Add. Is it add? Yes. Add casting. After that, it will receive. It's going to be asking for the controller to use. In this case, our controller is index controller action is index action guessing this should work. Let's test it out. Services 26. This is wrong. Called undefined function di. Of course. Go to testing. Yep, it is working. Let's actually make another method. Call it this this M action. Let's actually call it what should I call? Let's call it login. It still works. Let's say in this one I'm going to be using the login view, and inside the views, inside index folder, I'm going to say login.blade.php login page. So this is not working at the moment, but it should. I called it login page. Why have you not changed? It should be oh, that's weird. Indeed. Oh, okay. I see why this is not working. It's because public. Okay, the reason this didn't work is that I forgot a silly slash in here. Now it works. Gets the view in this method, so I can able to return the index login view in here. Login view, and let's put a smiley face and right here. Okay, since I got this working, what I'm going to be doing is that I don't want to define my roots here. I want to take this out and put it into this guy. So let's rename this to routes. Boom. Then I'm going to take this, put it in here. So the router instance will be available inside this folder, and root will be included inside my public public index file. It should be after the application include app path app slash roots.php. After that, we don't. We just couldn't. Traverse views routes in here. Forgot a slash again. Undefined variable router. I think the reason this is I'm having these errors is that, oh, of course, I don't have a router. I have the router through this, which is the DI container. And it is right to say that it is definitely right to say that we can't use this inside, so we have to have the router. Okay, so the problem is inside here I can't use this, and I don't have the router variable available in this file. It's because I'm including this file in the index.php. I'm going to cut this. I can't do it here. Close it and put it right in between the router variable and the return right here. So what I say is that this variable is going to be available inside this file, and then whatever I get from this file, I'll return it. When I refresh, I get the login page. Remember, this was the view because I put a big smile in there. Okay, since I got the router too, we can start building our application. Remember, what I'm trying to do is a login application, and it's going to be using MySQL, and the user is just going to log into our system and do some certain tasks while it's logged in. Well, okay, our routing system works. We set up the blade, and what we need to do right now is let's actually go through the views folder and organize it as we want these files to look like. So let's actually delete these bolts. We'll leave the layouts folder and we'll put a file, call it login. Yeah, actually layout for login wait.php, and I'm going to have another layout wait.php. So I got two of them ready, and at first I'm going to be using the login.blade. Now pay attention, I'm going to be going over blade and create a login page and using Bootstrap actually, and let's login page, let's just say login, and then this is yeah, so let's put a folder and call it index folder, and inside the index folder let's say home.blade.php. Just leave it there, and then we're going to create another one, login. We'll create another one, index.blade. Yeah, let's actually call this off, and let's call this login to be more specific. So what these views are going to do is that every view here and here will extend the layouts inside the layouts folder. It's like class extend another class. So these layouts are going to be extended. These are going to be the main framework of these files. So got a login, and let's download Bootstrap. Get Bootstrap. Going to download Bootstrap. Actually, I'll download the source one in case if I want to mess with the last compiler and just change the, change the design of the website a little bit more better. So this is 3.9 megabits. My internet is so slow at the moment. Guessing this one is just about CSS and JavaScript stuff. Yeah, nothing to be compiled. We actually do want to compile some stuff, but also, let's see. We got less in here. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create another folder, and this is just independent from any of our application. I'm just going to call it resources, and I'm just going to, I'm not going to define a namespace or anything for this one. This is just going to be responsible of holding my less file, less directory. Just going to put it in here. I'm not sure if that worked. Let's actually reveal it and put the less in there. Let's check it out. It looks okay. And inside our public folder, got empty CSS, empty files, empty images, empty JS, temp, empty. Everything is empty, so I don't need this. I'll just leave these two and the fonts. So fonts can just go in there. And for now, I'm going to use these two. Okay. So for now, JS is ready. What is this? Okay. Oh, it's just putting together everything, I guess. I don't need it. I'll just keep the bootstrap in. Okay. And I'm going to put them in here. Before I've done that, let me do a little bit of testing just to see how to get my main URL. I will. Okay, so adding the style sheets is actually I'm going to use the main URL slash or this will give me the main URL. May have to make a function for this because it may look ugly. Let's go to libs and let's make a function for html.php, and let's quickly namespace libs class HTML doesn't I did this. I will public function style, and this style will get path, of course, and let's make one for public static. Okay, script path. Let's make this static as well, so that we wouldn't have to worry about instantiating. So we need to get a we need to get to this. We need to get this. Oh yeah, that'll be easy. We're just going to public function construct. This will give me the app. This set this app equals app, and then I'm going to war dump it. This app. So this construct, yeah. And when I go to DI services, what I will do is copy and paste this so we wouldn't have to worry about typing again. And in here, I'm going to say HTML. Okay, delete it all. What I will instantiate here is new libs HTML, and then we're going to pass di. Yep, di stands for app in this context, and di wouldn't work here, so we will have to use di here so that this variable goes inside this function so that it can be usable. And then I'm just going to return HTML. So we gave him the app doing this, and let's actually say this HTML style. This should give me something at least. HTML, there is a mistake in the 10th line. We got the semicolon. We got the app. So once we got the app, we can use it to this app URL. We can get the URL. We're not gonna get, yes, we're going to get the URL, and we're going to get the for, it was in an array, for slash, this should give me return, should give me the main URL for this, and then I'm going to add the path at the very end of it. Let's delete this. And this wouldn't work for now because I will have to set name to my router. Set name slash. So this stands for the name of this route, this whole thing. I'm just giving it a name so that I can reach it anywhere in my application. So the whole point of doing this was to be able to get to this context of this whole application. Otherwise I wasn't able to reach this, then URL, then get this. So I had to give this app from somewhere, and that was through the app container. That's pretty much the whole idea behind the DI dependency injection. So let's check this out. Let's just, it doesn't matter what we give it to it. Says using this, okay, we're not gonna use static. Let's just delete it. Okay, what does it say? Undefined property Phalconphp. I couldn't get the URL. How was I able to get it? Let's see, I should have done it. Okay, I'm guessing I was wrong. Well, we'll make a little bit of change here, and we'll actually extend injector. Injector is also a Phalconphp DI injectable as injector. This will give me is the disk context of the whole application. It's the same thing. Nothing is really different. And this should work now. Yep, it worked. Now I'm going to, since we got a slash at the end, we can just put the path right after it. And we can do the same for this guy. Good. So what I'm going to do is that this had to be a script, right? So we will make, so we'll pretty much copy and paste this. Except this will go right here. I wonder if this would work. Not really. Huh. Weird. Okay, that's an indication that it works. Let's actually throw a real use case scenario. Public slash css slash bootstrap dot min dot css. Yep, gives me the right direction to do that. Just works. Perfect. And I'll do the same for the one below. And this time this is going to be a script. And inside here, nope. src. Let's throw this in there. And let's use script works just about good. Script include HTML. Let's just quickly look at the right format. Just in case if I'm being wrong. Yep, that's about the same. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this inside my HTML. Just grab it, put it inside my main plugin layout. Just put the curly braces and put it right inside. And let's actually say extends layouts dot plugin. That's it. And then we're going to make a section, and inside the section it's going to have a content, and we just say stop. So anything we put in here between the content section block, like right here, will be shown inside the login like this, yield content. So what I'm saying is that you yield content so that anything that extends me can overwrite me. Which is this. Okay. And let's actually do one more. This has to be a style. And let's actually, yeah, let's put it in here. And just say JS. This have a jQuery. This wouldn't work without a jQuery, so we'll download jQuery as well. CDN would have been good. Download jQuery. Compressed, yep, compressed would work. Let's reveal one more time. Go to JS, go to this, and let's just name it the jQuery for easy importing or including. And we will have to put the jQuery at the top of it. And this is a way to run both of them. Let's check it. Okay, it seems to be not working. That's because let's go to the controller because we're not returning any view. Let's return this. Okay, we got a mistake. Okay, this is basically saying that we cannot use this inside the view context. Assuming this right there. What I need to do, I need to speak them all. Lips HTML. And let's get them back to the static form. Okay, one more thing. unexpected backslash. Where is it? And 5. Good thing about it. A413. We can check it out right there. Says backslash. Yep. That's because it's trying to echo it. Oh, there really was one. Yeah. How am I going to overcome that? That's a little tricky there. I am not going to use this. If I'm not, then I will have to do something else. And how am I going to do that? Okay, the problem is I cannot reach to this. If this is static, I cannot use a static form. Okay, this is what I did to solve. Unluckily my microphone was off, but I turned it back on. Like I did in HTML, I turned everything into not the static form. This is just using this context, and everything is this. And coming back to my layout, I have to instantiate it to HTML, so I can use the HTML to define it. I can't use this context inside of here in the routes. I can't define the application in here. It doesn't give me enough information to do view share, blade share. So I couldn't define that. So I was kind of limited to what I had to do. Remember, I'm creating my own structure in this. Phalcon doesn't limit you with any structure. You kind of have to figure out your own way of structuring your application. So I got these working. Just to be sure, I'm going to use div class row and test if bootstrap is working. I'm going to do md6 and the class call md6 them. I'm going to get them inside a container. Class container. A, B. There we go. So this is the home page, so I'll leave one and make it in the middle and just say welcome to the home page. There we go. And if I really want that as well, I can use a span class text center, and in the end I can do that too. Oops, that had to go inside of this. This should work. Okay, this is the main folder, main URL. But the thing is, this shouldn't extend login. Auth should do that. So I'll actually copy this. Paste it in. Oops. Paste it into here. Get rid of this one. Rename this to login. Yep. And quickly go to the Bootstrap website and grab a login example. Should go back to the get started. And there are some examples. These examples, and grab a login view. This is it. I'm bringing it to. Should I put it inside? Formally orientation. Yep. Okay. Okay. To check that, I'll change it to login. View index login nothing because it is auth login. Remember, auth login. So we got it. This is too big. I need to let me do should offset for I'll just leave it as it is. Put a style here and say width 600 pixel. For now. Okay.
That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. In the next tutorial, I'm going to be going deep down into authentication mechanism and create our auth library to support basic authentication functionalities. See you in the next video.